Let me start with something most men are not ready to face. Women do not care how much you sacrifice. They do not care how much you give. And they absolutely do not stay loyal just because you treated them well. That is not how female loyalty actually works. In fact, the more a man tries to win loyalty by doing things for her, the faster he usually loses it. And right now, I am going to tell you exactly why. Because women are loyal, just not to what most men believe. Stay with me, because once this clicks in your mind, relationships will never confuse you again. Most men have been taught a lie their whole life. They are told, be nice, be supportive, do more, give more, and she will stay. So they invest time. They invest energy, attention, money, emotional effort. And for a while, it seems to work. She appreciates it, she enjoys it, she benefits from it. But here is the truth nobody tells you. Appreciation is not loyalty, and comfort is not desire. Women do not attach to effort. They attach to emotional experience. How a woman feels when she is around you matters more than anything you could ever do for her. You can give her absolutely everything, but if that emotional feeling fades, her attachment fades with it. Let me ask you something that might make you a little uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed that some men do almost nothing, yet women stay completely obsessed with them, while other men do literally everything and still get replaced without warning? That is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is pure psychology at work. And here is the core truth you need to understand. Women are loyal to how a man makes them feel about themselves, not his effort, not his loyalty, not his consistency. Their loyalty is emotional, not logical. And this is exactly where most men destroy their own power without even realizing it. They believe loyalty is earned by proving value, but female psychology does not operate that way. The moment a man starts overgiving to secure loyalty, he sends a signal. That signal is fear, fear of losing her. And fear kills attraction instantly. Think about what you are really communicating when you constantly try to prove your worth. You are telling her, without saying a word, that you do not believe you are already worthy, that you feel the need to compensate, that you are afraid she will walk away if you stop performing. And women feel that desperation even when it is wrapped inside kindness. Stay with me, because the next part changes everything. The second thing women are truly loyal to is emotional safety, but not the kind of safety most men think. Emotional safety does not mean being predictable. It does not mean never having conflict. It means confidence. It means emotional control, stability under pressure, strength without aggression. A man who stays calm when things get intense automatically becomes more valuable in her eyes because he regulates the emotional environment around both of them. Women are loyal to the man who holds emotional gravity steady. And here is something most people never say out loud. Women do not leave when a man is bad. They leave when a man becomes emotionally weak, when he starts reacting instead of leading, when he seeks validation instead of setting boundaries, when he over-explains himself instead of standing firm. That is when loyalty begins to leak out of the relationship quietly. I have seen it happen so many times. A man who was once confident gradually becomes insecure. He starts asking more often, "Are we okay?" He needs reassurance after every small disagreement. He apologizes for things that do not need an apology. And slowly, almost without her noticing at first, she starts to disconnect. Not because she is cruel, not because she is ungrateful, but because the emotional experience has completely changed. Now here comes the part that genuinely shocks most men when they hear it for the first time. Women are loyal to identity, not personality, not kindness, not effort, identity. Who you are, not what you do. If your identity is strong, your actions matter far less. If your identity is weak, no amount of actions will ever be enough to save you. That is why women stay loyal to men who walk away when disrespected, who do not beg, who do not overinvest, who do not fall apart emotionally. Those behaviors signal high internal value, and loyalty always flows upward, never downward. This is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of men. We want to believe that being good is enough, that treating someone well automatically creates loyalty. But human psychology is far more complex than that. Respect is not created by what you give someone. It is created by how much you value yourself. And that is a truth most relationship advice will never tell you. Keep watching, because what comes next will completely change how you see attraction. Let me talk about the difference between obligation and loyalty, because most men confuse the two, and it costs them everything. A woman can feel obligated to you, grateful to you, comfortable with you, and still not feel genuinely loyal, because loyalty requires respect, and respect does not come from giving. It comes from self-control. Obligation feels like debt. Loyalty feels like devotion. When a woman stays out of obligation, she is mentally keeping score in her head, tallying what you have done, weighing her guilt against her unhappiness. But when a woman is truly loyal, there is no scoreboard. She stays because something deeper is pulling her. She stays because of who you are, not what you have provided. And here is the next truth that most men sleep on completely. Women are loyal to momentum. When a man is moving forward in life with direction and purpose, she feels pulled into his world. When he stops growing, she starts emotionally detaching. It does not matter how good he was in the past. Female attraction lives in the present moment. Who you are right now matters more than who you used to be. This is exactly why stagnation kills relationships. Not arguments, not distance, not even conflict. Stagnation. When a man loses his direction, she loses her emotional alignment with him, and loyalty fades away silently without a single word being said. Think about every relationship you have seen fall apart around you. How many of them ended because the man simply stopped evolving? He got comfortable. He stopped pursuing goals. He stopped challenging himself. And the woman who once admired him began looking at him differently. The connection did not disappear because of what he did wrong. It disappeared because he stopped doing anything at all. Now listen very carefully to this next part. Women are also loyal to how a man handles loss, when things go wrong, when conflict appears, when emotions rise. Does he stay grounded or does he fall apart? A man who can face loss without losing himself becomes irreplaceable because emotional mastery is rare. Most men collapse the moment they sense potential loss. They panic. They become reactive. They try to control the situation through desperation or force. But the man who can face loss with dignity, who can say, "I care about you, but I will not beg," that man becomes unforgettable in her mind. Here is something subtle but incredibly powerful that most men never think about. Women do not test men consciously. They test emotionally. They pull away slightly. They become a little colder. They create distance, not to leave, but to see who you are when you have no reassurance. How you respond to that test determines everything. If you chase, you fail. If you explain yourself too much, you fail. If you panic, you fail. But if you stay centered, present, but not desperate, her loyalty deepens naturally. Now let me tell you what women are absolutely not loyal to. They are not loyal to over-availability. They are not loyal to emotional dependency. They are not loyal to people-pleasing or self-sacrifice without boundaries. Those behaviors feel safe from the inside, but safety without attraction creates indifference, and indifference is the beginning of the end. This is where genuinely good men lose genuinely good women. They think being always available shows love. They think having no other interest shows commitment. They think agreeing with everything shows compatibility. But what those behaviors actually show is a lack of self. And you cannot be loyal to a man who has no self, because there is simply nothing there to be loyal to. Here is the single biggest mistake men make in relationships. They confuse love with loyalty. Love is emotional. Loyalty is respect-based. A woman can love a man deeply and still leave him, but she will struggle to leave a man she truly respects. Love rises and falls with circumstances, emotions, and daily experiences. But respect is structural. It is foundational. A woman might stop feeling that in-love feeling temporarily, but if the respect remains, so does she. So what are women truly loyal to? They are loyal to emotional strength, to self-respect, to direction, to identity.